In this class, we are going to discuss about thermal stresses. How to find the stress value when a structure is subjected to elevated temperature rise or heat. Now you consider this bar. This is a bar at room length of the bar at room temperature. When it is subjected to elevated temperature, it is subjected to a temperature of actually this is rise in temperature. Rise in temperature. Say, for example, the room temperature is 30 degree. If it is subjected to 40 degree, then T is equal to 10 degree. Due, uh, due to 10 degree rise in temperature, what is the expansion? This is delta L. This is delta L. Increase in length. We can calculate. In this, when it due to temperature, the expansion the structure is expanding. Due to that, if it is allowed to expand freely, no stress will be developed in the material. If the material is allowed to expand freely, no stress will be developed. So in this case, expansion is this much, but no stress is developed. But you see the second case. You see the second case. In the second case, this is both ends are restricted to expand. It is fixed. Now, this member is temperature is increased. Now, the temperature is increased by T. In such cases, if it is allowed, if it is allowed, if it is allowed, it would have expanded by this amount. If it is allowed to expand freely, it would have expanded by this much amount. But it is not allowed. It is restricted. So this expansion will be converted into load. The expansion will be converted into load. So already we have equation. How to find the equation when the member is subjected to load? What will be the change in length? We have a equation. We have a equation. Now here we can calculate the change in length due to temperature also we can calculate. By equating these two, when it is not allowed to expand, what will be the amount of expansion we can calculate? We can calculate, right? Now, right, you take this. Here, this is the uh, structure. Both ends are fixed. Both ends are fixed. Assume that initially we want to calculate would be the expansion. What would be the expansion? That first you have to find. For that, see, this is a member. This is a member. The length is equal to L. Length is equal to L. Say this is unit will be per degree Celsius. What is the definition of alpha? Alpha is strain. How much amount of strain a material is subjected to when 1 degree Celsius is increased? That is alpha. For each material will have a thermal expansion coefficient. Now we want to calculate the expansion when it is subjected to a temperature of T. When it is subjected to temperature of T, what is the relation between the strain and change in length? Strain epsilon is equal to delta change in length by original length. If you want to calculate delta L from the strain into L, that is a now first from the thermal expansion coefficient we are going to calculate the strain. We are going to calculate the strain. How to calculate strain? What is the unit of strain? Sorry, strain. Strain is equal to, due to when it is subjected to temperature, what will be the strain value? Alpha is, what is alpha? Alpha is strain per degree Celsius. So alpha into T will give you the strain. This is per degree Celsius. If you multiply the temperature, it will give the strain. How to calculate strain into elongation? Delta L. Delta L is equal to, we have the equation, strain into length is equal to change in length. So alpha t strain alpha t into L. This will be the equation to find the change in length when a structure is subjected to temperature rise. When a structure is subject to temperature rise. So this is a material. This material thermal expansion coefficient is alpha, temperature rise is T, and length is L. Then change in length is equal to delta L is equal to alpha into T into L. Alpha into T into L. If this material is allowed to expand freely, this must have expanded by this value. This must have expanded by this amount. But this is not allowed to expand. This is not allowed to expand. It is completely restricted. It is so if you want to restrict the expansion, then there must be a force is required. Then there must be a force is required. If you want to, so it would have expanded by this much amount. So if it is not allowed means what is the meaning? Some force is acting in this direction. Some force is acting in this direction. This force is not allowing the material to expand. Then what is the amount of force? How to calculate? If this much some p amount of force, how much amount of force is required to compress this to by this amount? If we can the same deflection, we can write in terms of what? Load. We know already delta L is equal to PL by AE. PL by AE. This is the equation already we know. Suppose it would have expanded by up to this amount and load is applied. This, if you want to compress by this much amount, then this is the equation to find the compression. So now we have delta L in two terms. One is in terms of temperature, another one is in terms of load. You compare these two. Compare these two. Alpha TL is equal to PL by AE. So now what is this? When it is subjected to a temperature rise of T, this will be the expansion of the structure. If this much amount of load is applied, this will be the compression of the metal. Both are equal. Both are equal. You know, if you compare this, you can calculate the amount of load applied. You can calculate the amount of load required to another restrict this much amount of elongation. So this equation is important. By using this equation only, previous problem, it is not at all allowed to expand. The complete expansion is restricted. But in this, not complete expansion is restricted. It is allowed to expand delta. It is allowed to expand delta. So when it is subjected to temperature rise, up to delta value, it can expand freely. So in that period, no stress will be developed. No stress will be developed. So after that, we are restricting only this much amount. We restrict only this much amount. This will be converted into load. In such cases, how much amount of load is required to restrict this? How to calculate? So how much amount of deflection is restricted? That you have to calculate. If it is allowed to expand freely, this minus delta. Alpha T L is the expected expansion. Out of this, delta is allowed freely. So this will be the amount. The structure is not allowed to expand. Only this value will be converted into load. This value will be only converted into load. That is, if you want to find how much amount of load must have developed to restrict this, you can calculate by PL by AE. PL by AE. This is the equation. This is the equation. So now we will solve one problem. Now you read this problem. A steel rail is 12.6 meter long. It's a you take it is a railway track. You take it as a railway track. It is 12.6 meter long and is laid at a temperature of 24 degrees Celsius. 24 degrees Celsius. The maximum temperature expected is 44 degrees Celsius. So what is that? What is T temperature? Rise in temperature 44 minus 24. This is a rise in temperature. Now estimate the minimum gap to be left between two rails so that temperature stress do not develop. We do not want to develop any load or temperature stress. Then it must be allowed to expand freely. It must be allowed to expand freely. Then how much gap should be given? How much gap should be given? That is you have to find. Okay, that is first one. Next, calculate the thermal stresses developed in the rail if no expansion joint is provided. No expansion joint is provided. Next one is it is completely restricted. It is completely restricted. Then what will be the stress? Another question is if 2 mm gap is provided for expansion, then what will be the stress? The third one is if stress developed is 20 mega Newton by meter square, what is the gap between the rail? We want to find the gap. Now we solve this problem, right? First step is, see, here there is a rail. This is a railway track. Another railway track will come after this. Our objective is when it is subjected to a temperature, you don't worry about this. It is just like it is a support. It is just like a support. Now this temperature is raised by 20 degree. Why 20 degree? 44 minus 24 is equal to how much? 20 degree. It is subjected to a temperature of 20 degree, right? Now estimate the gap to be left between two rails so that temperature stress do not develop. Temperature stress do not develop between these two. How much amount of gap should be given so that no stress is developed? Stress do not develop. So you have to give enough gap. If the expansion is restricted, you have to give minimum gap should be equal to the expansion of the rail. Minimum gap should be expansion of the rail, right? If it is gap is less than that, then it will be restricted to expand, stress will be developed. We want no stress to be developed. Then what is the equation? Gap. The gap should be how much? The delta. This gap, delta, how much this value will be? Value should be, let us take delta L. Delta L, what should be the value? Alpha into T into L. What is alpha? Alpha, it is given in the problem. How much? Alpha is equal to another 12 into 10 power minus 6 alpha. What is T? Rise in temperature 20 degree into L, 12.6 meters. 12.6 meters. You convert this into millimeter. So this will be the another delta L. This much amount of gap must be given. This much amount of gap must be given not to develop any stress. Not to develop any stress. So this is over. Now calculate the thermal stress developed in the rail if no expansion joint is provided. There is no gap is provided. No gap is provided. So if no gap is provided, all this will be this will be converted into load. This will be converted into load. How much it is? That you also you can calculate. Alpha, you have to equate the deflection equation. You have to equate the deflection equation. This is deflection due to thermal stress. This is deflection PL by AE. This is deflection due to load. Now alpha is known, T is known, L is known, Lina. So P by A only we know, we want. L is known, Young's modulus is given. Young's modulus is given. Now you substitute all the values and find the P by A. We want P by A. That is stress only we want. We want to calculate stress, thermal stresses. Stress is what is stress? Load by area, P by A. Now alpha is 12 into 10 power minus 6. 10 power minus 6 into temperature is 20 into L is 12.6 into 1000 is equal to P by A, that is the stress. P by A, that is the stress, into L, again 12.6 into 10 power minus 3. Sorry, 10 power 3 plus 3 divided by Young's modulus. What is Young's modulus? 2 into 10 power 5. 2 into 10 power 5. Now you can calculate the value of P by A. P by A. You will get some value in Newton per millimeter square. You will get some value Newton per millimeter square. Right? Now another one is if a 2 mm gap is provided. 2 mm gap is provided. Then what will be the equation? Alpha TL minus del. This will be the another amount restricted. That is converted into load. So P by A. P by A. This is stress. PL by AE. AE. We want to find this. Here what is delta? 2 millimeter. 2 millimeter substitute. You can find the value of P by A. This is another step. Third step is if the stress developed is 20 mega Newton by meter squared. What is the gap between the rail? Same equation. Same equation. Here you don't substitute the delta value. Delta is not known. Delta is not known. You have to calculate delta. What is the gap between the rail? We want to another. You can develop this much amount of stress. It is allowed to develop this much amount of stress. Then what should be the gap should be given, right? Now in the same equation, you substitute the value of alpha. What is alpha? Alpha is 12 into 10 power minus 6 into T 20 degree into L is equal to, here one L is there, no, 12.6 into 10 power 3 minus del we need to calculate. That is equal to, stress is given, P by A is given. How much? It is 20 mega Newton by meter square. 20 mega Newton by meter square means what? 1 Pascal. N Newton by meter square is equal to Pascal, megapascal. Megapascal is equal to Newton by millimeter square only. So you can straight away you can substitute 20 into, what is L? L is equal to 12.6 into 10 power 3 divided by Young's modulus. Young's modulus is 2 into 10 power 5. Now you find the value of delta. So if you want to develop maximum of this stress, so if you want to develop maximum of this stress, then delta value must be you can calculate the value of delta by using this equation. This is a way you have to solve this problem. Now we'll see another aluminum bar and steel bar. Aluminum bar and steel bar. Here aluminum bar is 1 meter, steel bar is 3 meter. This cross section area is 600 millimeter square. Steel cross section is 300 millimeter square. Both ends are rigidly fixed. It is not allowed to expand. It is not allowed to expand. It is rigidly fixed. Now it is, the temperature is raised. How much amount? When the temperature rises by 20 degrees Celsius, temperature is increased by 20 degree. It is not, if it is allowed to expand, no stress will be developed. No stress will be developed. We can calculate what is the expansion. Expansion of aluminum can be calculated separately. Expansion of the steel can be calculated separately, but it is not allowed to expand. So what will happen? The expansion, if you restrict the expansion, that will be converted into stress. Right? Now we are writing the equation. Now we are going to write the equation for this problem. A composite bar is rigidly fitted support A and B. Rigidly support A and B shown in figure. Determine the reaction at the supports. We want to find how much amount of load is developed in the, when the temperature rises 20 degree. First, let me write a equation. So now the expansion of the aluminum. I am writing expansion of the aluminum. How to write the equation for expansion of the aluminum? Now expansion of the aluminum. Equation is alpha A TA LA. What is alpha? Thermal expansion coefficient of the aluminum. This is temperature rise in aluminum. This is length of aluminum. When it is raised by 20 degree, this much the aluminum will expand. Aluminum will expand. Now let me write the expansion of the steel. Alpha S T S and L S, right? L S. Okay. This is the expansion of the steel. Now let me write. If it is allowed, this will expand, but we are not allowing to expand. So that will be converted into what? Stress. That will be converted into load. So this for the same expansion, I am writing the equation in terms of load. That is PA PA LA divided by AA EA. What is this? When this expansion is converted into aluminum, low developed is PS. Is there any relation between PA and PS? Is there any relation between PA and PS? PA and PS. The PA will be acting. PA will be acting in this direction. PS will be acting towards this direction. This is PA. This is PS. So due to the temperature rise, this will try to expand this direction. This will expand in this direction because here it is restricted. Here it cannot expand. Here it cannot expand. It is completely rigid. So this will try to expand in this direction. This will try to expand in this direction, but it cannot expand. It cannot expand. Then at which position it will stop? When P is equal to PS. It must be equilibrium, no? It must be equilibrium. It must be equilibrium. This will try to expand. This will try to expand. At finally, it will occupy one position. When it will occupy position, at that position, PA must be equal to PS. PA must be equal to PS. It must be. It is in equilibrium, no? It is in equilibrium. So the load applied. Otherwise, it will start moving. Otherwise, it will start moving. So it is occupying the equilibrium. So PA is equal to PS. Now the equation is this expansion plus this expansion. This expansion plus this expansion is equal to this load plus this load. This is the way you could write, because this expansion and because both are joined together, you could write the equation like this: expansion of aluminum plus expansion of steel is equal to this plus this. Now in this equation, PA is equal to PS. Since it is in equilibrium, PA is equal to PS. Now all values are known. Alpha A is known, TA is known, LA is known, alpha S is known, TS is known, LS is known, and PA is not known, PS is not known. A, E, LA, LS, ES, AS, everything is known. You have to find only the value of PA and PS. PA and PS will be equal. So now you can substitute and find the value of what is alpha A? 11 into 10 power minus 6 into temperature is 20 degree. LA is 1 meter. 1 meter means 1000 millimeter plus alpha S is equal to 12 into 10 power minus 6. Temperature is 20. Length is 3 meter. So 3000 millimeter. This will be equal to P by LA is equal to 1000 divided by AA is equal to 600. 600 into Young's modulus is, what is the Young's modulus of aluminum? It is 70 gigapascal. 70 gigapascal. So 70 into 10 power 3 plus P. Here also I am P taking because PA is equal to PS. So I am taking both P into 3000. Length is 3000 into cross section area is 300 millimeter square into Young's modulus 200. 200. Only unknown is P. You can calculate the value of P. And at the center there is a steel bar. Above and below are copper bar. All three are connected rigidly. All three are connected rigidly. Now, if the temperature rises 80 degree, determine the stress in each metal and length in length, change in length. So, and the cross section area also given 60 by 10. What is central steel rod? And the copper bars are 40 into 5. 40 into 5. And Young's modulus of steel, copper, thermal expansion coefficient of steel and copper, everything are given. Now we need to calculate what is the change in length and what is the stress in each metal. We have to calculate. Now, first you have to write the equation. First I have to write. I will explain what is happening in the metal. And after that I will write the equation. Then you will solve it. Right here. All are uniformly raised by a temperature of 80 degree. Raised by 80 degree. What will happen? Generally, copper, you see the thermal expansion coefficient of copper, it is 17 into 10 power minus 6. Thermal expansion coefficient of steel is 12 into 10 power minus 6. 12 into 10 power minus 6. Which will expand more? Copper will expand more. Because that thermal expansion coefficient is more. So, copper will expand more. But all are connected together. All are integral part. Integral part. Composite. It is a composite beam. In such a case, if it is allowed to expand freely, if it is kept separately and allowed to expand freely, what will happen? What will be the expansion of the copper? It would have expanded by this much amount. It would have expanded by this much amount. This is a expansion. See, this is a expansion. This is a expansion of the copper. This is a expansion of the copper. If steel is allowed to expand freely, this would be the expansion. But the thing is, both are joined together. Both, one cannot expand freely, separately. So finally, as a compromise, it is occupying this position. It is occupying this position. It would have expanded up to this much amount. This would have expanded by this much amount. But both are integral part. So it is elongated little more. It is compressed little less. So this would have expanded by this much amount. This trying to pull this one here. This is another pulling back to this amount. So finally, this is a final position. This is a final position. This is a final position. Now I am going to calculate this distance. What distance? This distance by two ways. What distance? This distance and this distance by two ways. This can be calculated in terms of, to calculate this much amount of expansion, how much load must have acted. If I write this deflection in terms of load, what is the equation? This is steel, no? This is steel. If you want to expand steel by this much amount, in terms of, if I write the expansion in terms of load, the equation is PS, LS, AS, ES. This is deflection. This is what deflection? This deflection. This deflection is written in terms of, that is delta S. That is deflection of steel. Delta S is calculated in terms of load plus this deflection delta C. The copper is compressed, no? This compression also can be written in terms of equation. That is PC LC by AC EC. This must be equal to what? Alpha C LC TC minus alpha S TS LS. What is this value? Alpha C TC LC. What is this value? This is expansion. If the copper is allowed to expand freely, the expansion is this value. This is this value. Alpha C TC LC. This will be equal to this. And what is this? If steel is allowed to expand freely, this is a value. This is a value. So this minus this. This minus this. What is this minus this? What is the free expansion of copper minus free expansion of steel? What is this value? This distance. Okay. Already we have calculated this in terms of load. That is this value. Already we have calculated this distance in terms of load. This. So this plus this is equal to this. This is a equation. This is a equation. In all the problems, you got to form the relation between load as well as deflection. That's all. By just forming the relation, you can solve this problem. Here also the same way. Here also the same way. Now we want to find the loads acting in the member. If there's a copper would have allowed to expand freely, it would have expanded up to this much amount. if the steel is allowed to expand by this moment, but we are not allowing as it is, since both are connected joined together. This is pulled back this much amount. So how it is coming back? Because of the steel is pulling it back. In the same time, the copper is pulling it, trying to expand it, copper is trying to expand the steel is trying to compress the copper. So in between there is a force. This copper, there are two copper, here one copper is there, here one copper is there. So let us take the load applied in the copper is Pc, load in the steel is Ps, and the load in the this copper is Pc. Because both copper are identical, the load will be same. So in such cases, if you see the reaction, the copper, so copper is try to another, it is compressed. Why? Because of the steel is trying to pull it back. So some load is acting, that is Pc. Similarly, this copper also compressed, so this also Pc. But in the same time, the copper is pulling it, try to expand it, that is Ps. This is in equilibrium. Then what is the equation? Ps must be equal to 2Pc. These two are acting in the towards left, this is acting towards right. So this plus this must be equal to this value. So as far as load is concerned, this is the equation. As far as deflection is concerned, this is the equation. By solving these two equations, you will be able to find the unknown value. For us, what is the unknown value? Ps and Pc. You substitute the value of Ps and Pc here. Ps in terms of Pc. First you find the value of Pc, then you find the value of Ps. To find the value of sigma c, Pc by Ac. To find the value of Ps, Ps by As. What is the expansion? If you want to calculate the expansion, this is the amount of expansion. How to calculate? We can calculate. We know this expansion. What is that? Alpha S Ts Ls plus this value. This expansion is delta, this value. This can be calculated by Ps, Ls, Es, As. So this will give the expansion of the steel. Expansion of the steel and expansion of the copper. Both are same. You can calculate. So this is the way you have to solve this problem.